welcome to the show, Inside Eve. Yes, it's time again for us to serve you another episode of this delicious show, smoking, piping hot, served on a platter of gold. Yes, tonight we're serving the show on a platter of gold. My name is Fome. With me tonight is Sisi.
My name is Ademi Sola. Okay, I'll cut there.
You know,
when you were opening a few seconds ago, it just reminded me of something interesting. It's time again to take you around the exciting world of, you know what I'm talking about.
I think that hid somewhere,
you know,
just in my archives.
Memories
and just
in the very beginning. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Yes, and I know, yeah, Boo Boo is, yeah, she's going to be joining us really soon. I feel like I'm a broken record, but yeah, she's going to be joining us pretty soon. In fact, I can't wait. I can't wait to have you back, Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo Boo,
please stay in touch, share with our fans. Wherever you are, we hope you're having fun and taking good care of yourself. Yeah. Till we see again, Boo Boo. We love you.
Come, which one till we see again? Let's see that.
No, she's coming back definitely, but yeah, we love you and we miss you, Boo Boo.
Calling on the show, babes.
Yeah, I wish you would.
You don't calling.
Well, there's this really, really lovely gist that almost brought tears to my eyes too, like it did the man concerned in the story. Apparently, he was a World War II veteran who wrote a letter to the lady he was seeing at that point in time. This was like 70 years ago.
Wow.
And yes, he stumbled on the letter very recently, and the story behind all of it is just like, what? Circumstance, or how would you explain that, really?
I don't know. How would you explain that somebody walks into a thrift shop?
Yeah, what are the chances?
And gets an old document or something and is able to trace,
you know,
this Nigeria.
I found the letter in the sleeve of the record, an old record, and then he decided that he was going to trace that letter back to the original, the person that wrote it over 70 years ago, over 70 years ago. The guy right now is 90 years, you know, really old. Apparently, he wrote the letter to his sweetheart back then, and they were able to trace. Come, stop that. They were able to trace the letter back to his daughter, back to his daughter, and then eventually to him. And when he read the letter, I brought a lot of tears. It's like the guy he broke down weeping. The wife died in 2010. They were married for
63
years, which is a very long time. I can just imagine the feelings that letter must have brought to him.
Like something you wrote 70 years ago.
He must have
How many of
really
your secondary school love letters can you find now? You know, beyond all of the mushy part of it, I hail and salute the way people keep records. You know, beyond the shores of Nigeria. Hallelujah. You know, when you go to Wikipedia sometimes and you want to read up on, say, Martin Luther King or something, you can read his history. You almost feel like, oh, I know this guy one-on-one. But then how much of writing and history keeping do we do around here?
I think I know how that happened. Let me explain to you. They were probably moving houses. And you know the way they do like yard sales? They just sell off their stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like here we don't have shops for second-hand
No, we
items.
use things till they cannot be used anymore. Then we pack them to church to the less privileged.
That's not true. It's not always true. But you see, when they're moving, they still have things that, you know, they feel someone else can use. And in a bid to raise funds, they do like a yard sale,
garage sale or
stuff,
something. Which
most of those things end up in thrift stores, and then quite a coincidence.
They just keep finding. I watched like some sort of series recently, Forever, and then the guy was about 200 years old. It's another story for another day. But then the interesting thing is his son, who was now like older than him because he didn't grow old. His son now had like an antique shop. Yes, antique shop, and then things from when he was in 1930 something, 1920 something, 17, he was able to keep them and then sell, and people cherish these things, you know. Over here, I don't know if I'll bring a stone from Olumoro and somebody will buy it from me now. They'll be like, what do I want to use it for? We need to learn to cherish our history, really. That's what I pick from this.
I agree with you.
But then love is a beautiful thing. Where is Boo Boo? God.
The love freak.
Boo Boo is the love doctor. Anyway, speaking of love, some people Well, it's not in the light of love anyway.
Of course, yeah.
But then some of our celebrities have been able to take a stand against rape. There's this walk against rape, or walk, is it walk for rape? Walk against rape, war, WAR, walk against rape, you know. I've heard about it over the years. So we had Iniedo, Annie, Dibia, Lami Phillips, and some other people. They joined the walk against rape from Archbishop Vine in Ikeja.
To where?
Where did they walk to? I don't know where they walked to.
I wish
Anyway,
I had that info
and the good thing is we had a celebrity, a male celebrity there. We had Emmanuel Ikubesi. I think that's the current Mr. Nigeria. He was, you know, he joined them and he also supported the thing.
Nice.
He just started
Nice
something
to know
against
that.
domestic violence.
Yeah.
You know, people are really, really coming out and standing up.
If I
and
had gotten the memo, I would have joined them. I didn't get the memo.
you go, Waka.
I'm sure you'd have gone to.
Yeah,
Presenting
if
inside
to lose
you
some
now.
weight. All right, really. All right, really. It's a good one. I like the fact that our people are standing up for stuff. You know, when you work so hard and you become a celebrity, it's only fair enough that you'd use that platform to do something positive. It's not all
You're
about the
there for
Benjamins,
such a time as this.
champagne,
Yes,
red
yes,
carpets,
yes.
and all of
It's-
that. You know, you
it's
should be able to
absolutely important.
identify with something really
Because
positive.
many people would rather listen to you because you're like the figurehead
Yes.
than listen to, you know, other people that have a say but don't really, you know, are not popular are not that popular.
And you know, you have like maybe 200,000 followers on Twitter. You might have like 10,000 rapists, so you might be able to talk to them.
And Tonto DK sponsored it. Tonto
Yeah.
DK sponsored.
What's that word again?
Spearheaded rather.
Poco, baby.
Oh yes.
It's Poco, baby. You know, I kind of
That
like
chick.
Tonto. I like her. For me, I almost have a thing for people that are being talked down on, people that are being beaten down. Like,
But what's the issue with her? Really?
it's just beef. She's being successful with beef.
And she's pretty.
No, like seriously, it's different. People go, oh, Tonto DK, all this. I like to know.
I haven't seen anything yet. I tend to want to judge her sometimes, but then I really haven't seen anything.
I even like that song. Forget the auto tune. It's Poco, baby. I like this
doing
song.
her thing. Nice one.
Nice
Iniedo,
one.
Wanidibia, Tonto DK.
She even did some food. She played football recently. I find out about that. She played football recently for a particular cause too, like this. The girl is going. You people sit down there and be tweeting side down for and be tweeting and be abusing her. She's moving.
Let's keep standing up in our own different ways against all these societal issues. It's really, really important that in your own little way, you don't have to go on a walk. You don't have to be famous yet, but then have a voice. Stand up.
Say something.
Yes. Well, the show is going on in a bit. As I told you earlier on, it's piping hot. Yeah, we have a special someone on the show tonight. Yeah, tonight's topic is something that affects everybody. You can't say it will never happen to me. I'm different. I'm too pretty. I can never get my heart broken. You know, stuff like that.
I'm Iron
Love,
Lady.
heartbreak, sometimes they go together. Yeah, so we have someone in the house who's going to, you know, take us into this topic fully. First, we're going to break. Before we do, let's let you in on all our details, social media details, our numbers. If you need to call in, please do. I'm sure many of you guys will need to call in. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/myr2tv. Please like our page, and guess what? You can stream online.
Yay!
Right there on our Facebook page. Yeah, and then if you haven't downloaded our app yet, please do. If you use a smartphone, be it a BlackBerry, be it a, I was going to say Whiteberry.
Whiteberry.
Be it a BlackBerry.
Let's do something. Whiteberry. We need to make
Whiteberry
money.
babes.
They'll become celebrities, and, you know, Whiteberry babes.
Be it a BlackBerry, a Windows phone, an Android phone. Go to the respective stores and simply search for R2TV. Download and enjoy seamless transmission. You heard that. Seamless transmission. And then the numbers to call in on after the break. The numbers are 080912222. 2222 what?
83.
83. Pardon me. 08091222284.
08091222285. I need to do the dance. 08091222286. So
Those 2222
call
confused me for a bit right
we
there.
need to do. See, there's a lot we need to do. We need to talk more after the show.
Well, we're going on a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a bit.
So what is love? Love is different to different people. But to me, love is everything. Love is kind, love is patient, love knows no wrong, love is beautiful. And yes, Bobo, I'm in love. I am a firm believer of love. With love comes trust. So if you want to be in love, better trust. Love is R. Love is real. Love is R2TV.
This is Beat the Clock! Best, most awesome game show on the planet.
Are you ready to beat the clock?
Ow, your time is up.
Oh no, you ran out of time. You ran out of time, Randy.
I am so sorry you exhausted your fast. Congratulations, Kelly. Now I can do my victory dance.
Often believed that you can never really understand an individual by looking at them from the outside. To really understand why people speak the way they do, why they talk the way they do, and act the way they do, you really need an inside perspective.
Come on, darling, can you tell us what's going on?
Everything relationship-wise, we are going to be trashing it. We're going to trash it here on the show.
Women are so busy, like from here to here. We actually call them the octopus mom.
My name is Aderi Sala. If it's a mouthful, you could call me Daring.
We're talking to women, woman to woman.
Real women to real women.
Hello.
Yeah, what was the crazy one? Don't be deceived.
I'm not crazy.
Yes.
You like food? I like food. I like to eat. I love soups, stews, rice, beans, cake. I love desserts, vanilla, strawberry, ice cream. Wait, it can only get tastier on R2TV.
Hello, I'm Chef Renee and welcome to the show Taste Buds. On today's episode of the show, I'm going to be taking you on a culinary adventure into deep of Italy. Where exactly? The region called Bologna. And in this region, they have the fantastic sauce, a very healthy, meaty sauce called the Bolognese sauce. I'm sure you're all familiar with the sauce Bolognese sauce. Yes, today I'm going to be making for you the Bolognese sauce with the penne pasta. I can taste it already, how delicious it's going to be. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back with that.
Welcome back to the show. It's Inside Eve. I hope you're not just joining us because, okay, you've missed a beat. And we forgive you if you're just joining us. Have you called your boyfriend? Or if it's the guy watching, have you called your girlfriend? You guys, you really need to listen in on this one. Because, as I mentioned earlier, nobody's above this one right here. If your heart hasn't been broken before, you just might need to brace up. So you need to listen in on the show tonight. Our guest tonight is Mrs. Lara Kudayisi Emeralds. She's a seasoned relationship counselor who believes that life is not about relationships. She believes that life is about relationships. The rest is details. She's very passionate about healthy relationships of young people, and particularly the unmarried. Yes, I agree with her. It's true. As a victim of several heart-rending heartbreaks and neglect, with a child to show for it at an early age, she avidly believes that as a single man or woman, You don't have to go through hurting relationships or awful treatments in search of true love. At various speaking engagements and articles she's published, she discusses her experiences in her search for true love as learning grounds for others who seek true love and happiness in their relationships, thereby teaching young men and women various steps and strategies to take or not to take in their search. The results, she hopes, are young men and women who are happy being in growing relationships that lead to marriage. I like that.
As a cocoa.
I'm repeating it again. That lead to marriage. And also staying happy and fulfilled in their marriages. She's happily married with 2 kids. Welcome to the show. I like to be like you are a girl.
Oh, you're grown already.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Our show
I'm so
tonight.
glad to be here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you want to tell us a little
Yes,
about
please.
Okay, my name is Lara Kudayisi Emeralds, like you read. I'm a relationship counselor, and like the profile said, I had a baby at 19. I wasn't even 19 yet. I was barely 19.
Wow.
Yeah, and since then I've dated like almost everybody in Lagos. And
Okay, I need to ask my brother when I get home.
You know, I tried to find true love and so many things, and it was really disastrous. But eventually, God smiled on me, and now I'm happily married with 2 children.
Ooh, flash this thing.
So,
Yeah.
Don't say it.
okay, so you had the baby when you were, how did you cope with that? I can't even imagine, like, being a teenager, you know, going through all the ordeals of having a baby. How did you cope?
Well, it wasn't easy because I was in school, you know.
Secondary school?
No, high institution.
Okay.
So I was about entering my 2nd year, and I was a virgin dating a church brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brother.
And then we had sex one day, and I didn't know that we had sex. I was that naive.
Oh, you didn't
Oh, really?
Honestly speaking, because I thought, you know, there was no blood. So my
Oh,
hymen
yeah, the way
wasn't
people
broken.
describe.
Do you get?
You're gonna bleed,
That's one of
you're
the things
okay.
I tell young people now. It's not about blood. Not everybody
It's my
sees
first time
blood.
hearing this. Like, seriously.
Yeah, so I didn't see blood.
It didn't hurt,
it-
nothing.
everything lasted for like 2 minutes.
Ooh, the guy was quick.
That guy's some fat.
You know, it was like it was more like
Seriously.
I'm not doing, you're doing, I'm not doing, and you don't, you know, and you know there was yeah.
Wow.
And then we left. So I didn't know I was pregnant until 5 months, 2 weeks.
Sugar.
Yeah,
Came as a shock, I know.
yeah, it was really
How
a
did you
shock.
confirm you were young? How did you?
I had my period, but it was irregular.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was irregular. I didn't know, you know, and I was sleeping a lot. But I love to
I
sleep
see.
before.
Were you eating a lot?
Let's go.
You know, so I really didn't know. But all the things that usually happen to pregnant women never happened to me.
So you were not going
spit.
for antenatal, I mean,
5 months.
no drugs, nothing.
No.
Oh.
You know, I found out like 5 months, 2 weeks. I didn't even know, you know, that it was that old. I went with a friend of mine, and you know, we found out. I just thought the shit. I was just laughing.
Because you, when I'm not a virgin baby,
Yeah,
because you
I'm like-
obviously thought you hadn't had sex.
Yeah. So and I'm like, how would you be pregnant and you won't feel it? My period was coming, sort of, you know, and you know all those kind of things. I wasn't vomiting like they say.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't spitting. I wasn't feeling
You're just
nauseated.
sleeping.
I was just sleeping, and you know, I just came back from school, so I felt, you know, I was stressed, exams and all of that, and so I really didn't know until my friend, you know, then. After that,
Sorry
we
to
had
interrupt you.
It's all right.
Lara. We have Boo Boo on the line. Hello, Boo Boo. Hello.
Hi guys, how are you? Hello.
How are you? Oh,
You.
I'm alright.
You.
so good to hear from
Guys,
you, Boo Boo.
don't you know I love you. I love you so much. You know, I'm not supposed to be expressing my love on air.
Day.
We miss you so much, Boo Boo. So good to hear from you, really.
I miss you guys as well. Okay, so back to the topic. Finding love again,
Say
right?
hello to our guest, Mrs. Emeralds.
Okay. I do understand that it is difficult once you've trusted someone, you've been in a relationship with someone for a very long time, and then probably you're betrayed. So it is difficult to want to come out from that kind of heartbreak.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, you never know, the next person might be the one.
Of course.
And even if the next person isn't the one, doesn't mean that because someone betrayed you, you should remain sulking, feeling sorry for yourself. Nah, it won't work. Because the truth is, whoever you're sulking after has moved on with their life, so you need to move on with yours.
True. I agree with you.
And the truth is, there's love everywhere. You just need to find it in the right places.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
And then another thing I've kind of noticed with some women, they have a particular set of guys that come around them. You know, maybe the low life, the unserious ones, the ones that want you to take care of them. If it's a cycle, then you need to know that there's something wrong. Maybe there's a way you're attracting them. Maybe there's something you're doing, or you're not sure. You need to step back and reevaluate the situation.
Yes.
So, you know, you just keep winding up with the same kind of guy. But, you know me now. I love love.
Team love.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, so I'll just encourage a lot of people, women, guys, do not give up on love. Don't give up. You know, maybe you should try dating a different kind of guy or a different kind of girl.
Yeah.
And not date the same type of person that you're kind of used to. And then another thing is, don't be stereotyped as the kind of person you want to date. Oh, I want a slim girl. I want a tall guy. If he's not dark and handsome, he's not. It's all about content, not the container.
But we say hello to our guest. We have a guest in the house tonight.
Hello,
Mrs.
doctor.
Emeralds.
Are you a doctor?
No, she's not
No,
a
she's not a doctor.
I'm a relationship counselor.
Oh my God, you'd have met me and I'm sure you'd have loved me.
Oh, of course, we would love you, boo-boo. Boo-boo.
Okay, so relationship doctor, let me ask you a question, okay?
Doctor.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a friend who she has totally given up on love. You know, no matter what I tell her, she is just giving up on love totally. Now, she just recently, I was chatting with her, and she's like, oh, she wants to try love in a different direction now. Okay. So what she meant by that was she wanted to try love with a woman.
What?
What is your opinion about that?
Oh wow, she shouldn't. She shouldn't try to date a woman. She should try to date a man. She just needs to change her tactics. And then in the rule of relationship, you attract who you marry. You attract who you date. So sometimes they need that, you need to change something about you. If you're attracting the wrong set of people, if you're attracting heartbreakers, and people that, shatter your heart and all of that, you need to change something about you. So she needs to sit down, look inwards, and know what is wrong. So there's nothing, I know guys, of course, guys can break your heart and all of that. But then she needs to know how to stay away from these people. There are things to do, there are ways to go about that. I really love to talk to her if she can.
Because I was actually coming to that. I'll get to that one once you attend to Boo Boo. Yeah, Boo Boo, did she answer? I hope she answered your question quite well.
Yes, she answered my question.
Okay.
I need to let my friend know that she needs to be a counselor. So, no problem. Take care, you guys. Have fun.
Honey.
Thanks for calling, Boo Boo.
Always, and I love you.
Thanks, we love you too.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
Okay, well, another caller. Wow, Tony from Niger State. Good evening, Tony. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Tony.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can.
Could you please reduce the volume of your TV set? Or step away. I can hear myself,
I can hear
Tony.
you from me.
Please step away from your TV set.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, Tony.
Anyway, I don't have more to say, sir.
Okay. I can still hear myself, Tony. Tony, I can still hear myself, and I can hear you on your TV set.
Yes.
Please reduce the volume. Thank you.
Oh. If I just volume, I won't hear you.
No, you would hear us via the phone.
On the phone.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, I'm right. You're on the phone. You hear
That
us.
sounds so wrong.
So funny.
I think Tony would have to call us back or something.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
So, you guys are on one topic like that, is it like finding love again?
Yes.
So me now, I broke up with my girlfriend for like 2 years now, and I've been lonely, so I don't know how to get back to her, and I love her.
You want to get back to her?
Yeah, I don't know how to.
Okay, so
I don't know if I'm shy, because I don't think I have to be shy, because we've known each other for like 2, 3 years now.
okay, so over to our relationship professional, our relationship doctor. Hold you so many
Yeah, professional doctor.
on the show. So Tony,
years.
stay on the line, yes.
2 years is a long time for you to be away from somebody and you want to get back. So I think you need to find out what level that person is on. The person might have moved on. Most likely she might have moved on, you know, and she would have changed. She might have liked new things that you didn't know about before. Things that, you know, when you guys were dating, you know, you shared different things, or you knew how to be somebody like this. People evolve, you know, and you know that's just how it is. So you need to know her. You need to befriend her all over again.
That means you have to start from scratch, Tony.
You just can't call her up and say, babe, let's go back to how it's been done. You know, it's not going to work.
And
you need to try to
move.
be, girls move fast a lot. You need to try to be her friend all over again. You need to know what she likes newly. You need to know even if you want to be back in her life, the way she is right now.
Maybe she's a runs.
You know, she might have changed a lot and all of that. So I'm even shocked why, you know, after 2 years, you're still stuck on that love. I think something
There's
is
so many
wrong.
women, Tony.
Yeah, bad.
Take a peek.
Please, somebody is doing 70 years remembrance.
This
Let
year
him
is that.
do too.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
This year is that she likes someone who wants to take care of her, show her love, but just that I don't know how to show love to ladies. I'm just this rude guy.
Okay, so I think first of all, we need to deal with you. You need to deal with you first before you go and try to show love to somebody else. Because that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make. You know, we have problems with ourselves. You know, you now go and meet somebody else. There's no way you're going to transfer, you know, your problems. That's why we say even before you date, you have to be emotionally stable. You have to be compatible vision-wise. You know, things like that. It is a lot of work. You know.
I was speaking with her friends.
You need to speak to her. You need to speak to her, Tony. She might have changed from who you knew her to be back then. You need to speak to her. You need to try to know what she likes now. 2 years is a long time to have, you know, changed a lot of things, a lot of bad things. In fact, inculcate new things, you know, develop new bad habits if possible. Yeah.
Probably smokes.
Yeah, so you need to know her again. You can't just be talking to her friends and, you know, you think you know her by that. No, I think you need to get to know her all over again.
So, Tony, get back to work. Go and start toasting all over again.
Yeah. Thanks.
If you really love her.
Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
bye.
you for calling. Bye.
And all the best.
Bye.
All the
Lara,
best.
quickly, before we get another call, I was going to ask you, we were talking about, you know, you need to probably, like, if you've been attracting a particular set of guys or girls, let me ask you something. Some people say, oh, I broke up with her, she did this, XYZ. Girls, that's how they are. We hear that often. Guys, that's how they are. How can you attract a different set of...
First of all, it happened to me at some point of time, you know, at some point in my life. I just discovered that I kept attracting, you know, some set of guys, fine, you know, they had a profile. You know, tush, attractive, good English, you know. What I wanted sort of, you know, drop dead gorgeous guys, you know, yeah. And eventually, after 3, 4, 5, 6 months, tops, they've broken up with me, they've moved on. You know, so I had to sit down to kind of like looking what's wrong with me. I discovered that I was looking at, what will I call now? I was being superficial.
Oh, I see.
You know, I was looking at...
Looking out for physical
for
attributes.
physical attributes. I wasn't really interested in what they had to offer me, I mean the content now. You know, I was looking at guys who dressed well. You know, it was part of... You know, we all have lists now as ladies. TDH, you know.
The guy has to represent.
You know,
presentable. When my friends see him, they should go, ooh.
you know, that kind of thing. But the thing is, it's not usually about that. It's not, I'm telling you, it's not usually about that. You need to see my husband now. You know, he was totally different. Yes, he is, but he was totally different.
So
from...
you kept to your specs.
No, that's what you didn't know. That's what I wanted to explain.
Okay,
when I met my husband, his beard was all over the place. His hair was, his googles were, oh my God, you know what they call Coke bottle? Yeah. I'm serious. I wouldn't have, my former self would not have gotten attracted to that kind of person. I would not. But because I knew what I wanted now, I was changed. I had to go closer to him, and oh my God, he was the kindest man I've ever met, till now. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And I had to go close to him. And you know, when I got close and discovered who he really is, I helped him lose the... You know him now, he doesn't wear beds anymore. He doesn't even wear glasses anymore. Yeah.
And he has a nice name, Emeralds.
I like. We have a caller, Jinx from Wari. I hope I got your name right. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Good evening.
Area.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say area?
Right, yeah.
I was asked the question whether this program is it only for the single guys or
no, not
married
at all.
people.
Not at all.
Because I'm a married man.
Not at all. No, that's fine. That's fine.
What I want to say is, finding love again. Sometimes it may be with somebody may be with his wife at home, and maybe because of some issues that they are having, the love will not be really existing from them. So is it only when you are broken up that you find the love again, or it is even when you are at home with your husband or your wife, love will not be existing. So I want to ask the doctor, in this kind of situation, how do you handle it?
I don't think I got the question. Please come.
I didn't quite hear you. Did you get
Yeah,
him?
I think I got what he's trying to say.
Okay, please.
He was saying that, is
You
it
didn't hear me.
I think she heard you, so...
Yeah, I can hear
The
you.
counselor heard you, so maybe she just address it.
Respond now.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, please listen.
The question I'm asking is, if somebody is in the house with a woman and the love is not really existing from the both of them,
Oh, I see.
is it possible, in this aspect now, what do you now do? I'm asking the
Okay, you're married, Abby.
doctor. Yeah.
Yes.
As a married man,
Yes.
you know, and you are not finding love from your wife, or the wife is not finding love from your husband.
Better.
So, is there any possibility of them finding love again?
Yes. Love, they say, is, I believe love is a decision, it's not a feeling. Love goes beyond your feeling. It goes beyond the butterflies, whatever you're feeling, you know. Butterflies will die, I'm telling you. And I understand what is going through. Yeah, I understand what is going through now. This is what an average man or an average woman face. You know, when, especially, you know, girls, you see the guy, he's tall, dark and handsome, you know, he's like the man of your dreams.
And then you get, wedding.
You know, and then you got married and, you know, you sleep with him, wake up, maybe he snores, or, you know, he doesn't talk to you the way you want. And,
look nice,
you know, you just, I get a lot of people, married women, pinging me, married men, I'm going to divorce him, I'm going to marry the next person. So I totally understand what he's trying to say. First, you need to choose to love your wife. That's number one. You need to choose against all odds. You need to choose to love your wife. You need to then go back to what attracted you to her in the first place.
What if it's not there anymore?
Then you need to relieve it. That's why communication is important.
If she used to be skinny and now she's fat, what will you do?
Then you need to encourage her to lose the weight. Communication is the life of a relationship or marriage. Anything. It's so important. If you do not if you're feeling that way and you're not communicating to that other person, how will she know? She probably just fell into the routine and maybe she had babies and, you know, she's so busy with the house chores and all of those things, and she forgot totally that she has neglected the man. If the man doesn't call her attention to that, hey, what are you trying to say? They're just gonna drift apart, and the man will say it's her fault, and then the lady will say it's his fault. You know, so that's why both of you need to keep talking time by time. It's very important. If you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage now is more delicate. Call yourself, have a date. You can do it outside the house. You know, me and my husband, we do that a lot. Have a date in a month, or, you know, maybe twice in a week, or twice in a month. You know, write down the issues. Babes, yeah, that's
it's a serious matter.
It is a serious matter, because I'm telling you, marriage is a lot of work. You can fall out of love with people at any time,
So you need, I'm telling you, so that is why you need to choose to love. It is a decision. You need to decide to love this person. Instead of now, and I need you to know that don't try to have another person in your heart and then you're not trying to compare. That's what some married men do. They do that a lot of times, you know. You're already comparing this one with this one with this one. She will never be okay. She will never be up to that standard in your eyes. You know, so I need you to choose to love her, then communicate with her, take her out or go outside, you know, some place that is not your house. Write the issues down. Yes, babe, this is what you do. I don't like the way you tie this wrapper. I don't like the way you don't answer
Mr.
me.
James,
I'm telling you.
I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening.
You know, those things are important.
Does she tie wrapper?
Whatever
you need to
it
buy her
is.
hot pants. You need to stop tying wrapper.
These things are really, 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 really.
Whatever it is.
There's another I want to ask now.
What did you say? Daring.
This is Big the Book! Best, most awesome game show on the planet.
Are you ready to beat the clock?
Ow, your time is up.
Oh no, you ran out of time. You ran out of time, Randy.
I am so sorry you exhausted your fast. Congratulations, Kelly. Now I can do my victory dance.
Often believed that you can never really understand an individual by looking at them from the outside. To really understand why people speak the way they do, why they talk the way they do, and act the way they do, you really need an inside perspective.
Come on, darling, can you tell us what's going on?
Everything relationship-wise, we are going to be trashing it. We're going to trash it here on the show.
Women are so busy, like from here to here. We actually call them the octopus mom.
My name is Daring Sola. If it's a mouthful, you could call me Daring.
We're talking to women, woman to woman.
Real women to real women. Hello. Yeah, what was the crazy one? Don't be deceived.
I'm not crazy.
Yes.
You like food? I like food. I like to eat. I love soups, stews, rice, beans, cake. I love desserts, vanilla, strawberry, ice cream. Wait, it can only get tastier on R2 TV.
Hello, I'm Chef Renee and welcome to the show Taste Buds. On today's episode of the show, I'm going to be taking you on a culinary adventure into deep of Italy. Where exactly? The region called Bologna. And in this region, they have the fantastic sauce, a very healthy, meaty sauce called the Bolognese sauce. I'm sure you're all familiar with the sauce Bolognese sauce. Yes, today I'm going to be making for you the Bolognese sauce with the penne pasta. I can taste it already, how delicious it's going to be. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back with that.
Welcome back. We had to go on a quick break right there, but we're back, yes. And before we went on that break, we were trying to deal with the issue of love, finding love again, dealing with a heartbreak. We've all been going love, 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 love. Everybody says, I love you so flippantly these days. What is love really? Does this love exist, like true, real love?
Yeah, true love exists. At least I can tell you I'm enjoying it. And because I have dated a lot of people, I know what is not true love, and then I know what true love is. True love is thinking or putting the person first before thinking about yourself.
Okay.
You know, love is about,
really?
love is about giving. We usually make this mistake of acceptance. You understand?
Yes.
When I'm dating somebody, I want something new. I want him to give me his attention. I want him to give him his money. I want. That's not
Selfish.
love.
Okay.
Love, you know,
Yeah.
is not selfish.
It's not
You get?
selfish, yeah, I
So
understand.
love is giving. When you set it out, when you set out of your, you know, in your heart and say, I want to give this person my love. I want to give this person my attention. I want to give this person, you know, I just want to make this person happy. You know, my husband right now, in fact, I've never seen anybody like that before. I'm telling you, that's what he wakes up and he says, he asks me every day, am I making you happy?
Wow.
Are you sure? Am I really trying enough? I'm serious. So, you know, those kind of people, you don't need to ask the person, do you love me? You can judge by the actions. You
Someone
can almost touch it.
Makes a conscious effort
touch
to.
it.
You can almost touch it. That is love. It's not
That's, that's a babe, not
you know?
a babe.
Yeah,
it's
it-
complete. It's a babe. What's that?
You know, so that's just it. It's just different from, you don't have to say I love you every time. I'm telling you.
Because it's obvious in
Yeah,
his
because you can
actions.
see it in the person's action. You can see that this guy loves me. You can see that this girl loves me because of what the person does. You don't need to ask him, do you love me? When you begin to ask somebody, do you love me? There's a problem.
Yeah, so earlier you had Darren. I'm
It's
sure you've
ju-
just learned from that.
Me, I'm learning now. From this show is for me.
Earlier you had spoken about, you know, having a baby at a really young age.
Yeah.
How were you able to cope with that? Did you have support from your family, your friends?
Oh, okay. I was in school, like I said, and I made up my mind to go back to school. I was in the, I was doing my OND. It was a 2-year course,
Okay.
so I just finished a year and discovered that I was pregnant. So I had the choice of dropping out or going back to school. You know, and I took that option of going back to school. My parents, you know, they didn't even know. So my dad wasn't around. He was in Abuja, so I had to beg my mom, please let him pay my school fees first, then let me run away to school. You know, so
Smart
I
kid.
did run away to school. My mom knew about it. When my dad came and then my mom faced him, I didn't see him
Oh, I see.
all through that
okay.
period. So he sent word. She's no longer my daughter.
Oh.
I don't want to see her.
Were you an only? Are you an only child?
No, but I'm the firstborn. And you know, I finished school quite early, my secondary school, so I was like his pride. You know, so he kind of, he felt as if I shattered all his dreams, you know.
If only he knew that it was just half time. not even
Yeah.
full time.
You know, I remember the day I got pregnant, my dad said, wow, I'm proud of you. I said, so he took me to get married. You know, so now he can, now at least I told him I was coming here to them, like, so you're going to go and talk about me, Abi? Okay. Oh. You know, so that was what happened. I went back to school. Students, you know, now they'll come first, gossip, you know, things like that. And then I was everywhere. You know, I was a choir coordinator in my fellowship.
Does that make
I was
you
the
feel?
PRO of my department. I was in the choir in church in town.
Half
You know,
time.
I was just everywhere. It was such a bad
And this
time.
brother, did he support you?
Brother, we had broken up before I found out that I was pregnant. So that's another story, you know, entirely. And, you know, so I had to go back to school. I missed the gossip. You know, but students, by the time they come around to it, everybody supported. I send people on errands. I sleep all the time in the class. So I said, please, can you get me Zobo? Please, can you get... They say, it's not you. It's the baby in your belly. I'm respecting.
So you had
My
good
mom was
support.
always coming
Yes.
on every Sunday. Of course, she would cry all through. I was so young. You know, she was wondering, how's she going to cope? How is this baby going to come out? And, you know, because I had broken up with brother, the thing happened once. I didn't have sex again. It was a
sugar,
sorry,
so
it's a church
how
brother.
are you going to deliver your
And then I
think
didn't
that-
go
I
to
don't think that
antenatal until 7 months. You grab. So I was in school. I did all this thing alone. But I have a best friend. She's still my best
you're
friend
a
till now.
strong
Viola,
woman.
shout out to you. She was like my husband, my dad. You know, we're
You're a
always
strong
going to the
woman.
hospital. Yeah, but thank God.
You did all that alone at 19.
Yeah. So we had to go to the hospital, antenatal, buy baby things, you know, all of those things. When, you know, your mates are in class. So after all that, I had my baby in school. I didn't go home. Naming ceremony,
sugar.
everything was done in school because my dad said,
Was the brother not supportive?
the brother didn't have money at that time.
Emotional
But he
support
knew,
or something.
Of course, you told him.
There was a twist, or there is, a twist to that.
You know,
I
this
was the
just
one who
sounds like
broke
one
up.
of those Nollywood.
You broke up, you didn't
I was
break
the
up.
one who broke
you,
up the
you broke up,
relationship.
you did not break up. A
You-
baby
of course.
is coming.
Yeah.
Forget what we
He
feel.
wanted the baby. He wanted the baby.
really?
But he, at some point, said, if I can't come with the package, he's not going. And I had already broken up. What really helped me then was Pastor Bimbo Odukoya's message of late. You know, she said, if you make a mistake for a man, by having a child for her. Don't make another mistake by marrying that man because of that child. Marry the man because you love. Yes, because at that point it wasn't intentional on my part.
Okay, you were not looking to get married to him.
I wanted to get married, but we had broken up.
Okay, so the relationship wasn't existing anymore.
By the time I found out that I was pregnant. You grab what I'm saying. So by the time I gave him the news, in fact, it was my mom that chased me with stick to his house because I said I wasn't going to go and tell him.
Sounds like African magic.
Yeah, it is African magic. So, you know.
Like a movie.
You know, so, but since he came around, he didn't really have money. He was always coming. But when he thought the baby was going to endear me to him, he didn't. You know, I just made him understand, yes, I have your baby, but I'm not going to marry you. Why? Because I sat down, I realized this is not the kind of person I wanted to marry.
I'm happy that you came to that realization because many young girls these days get married simply because I'm carrying his baby, then that means I have to marry him.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them because our society often frowns on, stuff like that. But then after you had the baby, I'm happy at least he showed support, even if he didn't have money. He was there from time to time.
Yeah.
And then after you had the baby, how did that play out?
After I had the baby, he kept coming, but when she was 2 years old, he came around, he really stuck around till she was 2 years old.
How did you cope with her in school?
I took her to creche. In the morning, I'll drop her, in the creche before going to school. Sometimes I was really young. I'd have forgotten the food. There was no phone to reach me on. The baby would have cried and cried. Sometimes at night, I had a high bed. The baby would have fallen down. I wouldn't even know until I heard, like, oh, sometimes I wake up forgetting I have a baby. There was a time I went to school. I had an exam. He had to, my breast, my cloth had to get soiled before I remember. Oh my God, I do have a baby.
Oh, you forgot. Imagine.
Yeah, as in I was really that.
But then I give it to you. So when you eventually got to that point where you met true love, how did he accept?
How did you even get to that point?
Oh, okay.
Wow, that happened, because I have a baby, that kind of broke my self-esteem. My father took me back later on, and because before I got pregnant, I used to be fine, all of those things, outspoken, being I debate, and all of those things. Yeah, but then I had breast abscess again after so I couldn't wear bra. I was just, there. So he would be like, see your life. So parents, please, speak good to that child. Speak love to that child. It's really, 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 really important because she needs your love mostly. So that drove me out to look for love. I felt I needed somebody to love me. My self-esteem was broken. So because of that, I wore big hairdos, I wore short skirts, I wore loud makeup. That's why I say right now, if you see someone bearing her, body, something is happening. The person is looking for something. You need to kind of relate to that person on the inside. I was walking the street. I just wanted somebody to love me. So I kept falling into the wrong hands. I dated a lot of people because if somebody just says, hi, Lara, man, I'm following the person. Yeah.
Like it makes you feel wanted.
Yes, because I felt nobody would want me again after a baby. So I needed to disguise. I needed to put extra attention to myself. And that means your self-esteem is shattered. So you really need to deal with your self-esteem. If you're going to go into a relationship or a marriage, if you don't have good self-esteem, it's going to affect how you project yourself to that person. You're going to be insecure. You're going to expect the worst because you feel, I don't deserve this person. What do I have that this person, want to get together with me? So that was what happened to me. I kept falling from one guy to the other, and
and getting your heart broken.
I got in fact, I don't know. I'm sure it will be like 20 relationships.
Did any one of them throw you have a child, I can't marry you in your face?
Did they know in the first place?
The thing was, when I first started out, I didn't know that, I didn't, some people advised me, don't tell him first that you have a baby. You need to let love grow, and then before you break the bombshell. That's a lie. Please, let him or her know from the word go. So, by the time you tell him in the 3rd month, you'll be like, oh, really? You have a baby? How old is? Oh, 3 years. Oh, my God, you're so strong, so courageous. Nobody ever said, Lila, I can't marry you. Nobody ever did that. But the thing is, the next day you start calling the guy. He doesn't pick up his phone anymore. So that was how it was. That was how it kept happening, from one relationship to another, before I borrowed myself brain, and said, hey, bros, I have a baby. Do you want to do or not?
You don't want to do.
And that helped.
Oh, yes, it did. Because that's like, I just wrote a book called Dear Lara, What Do I Do? Oh, nice. 21 Frequent Questions Single Ask. It's an ebook, so you can get it online. You know, one of that was one of the questions that I answered. That you need to know you need to declare your assets from the beginning. Yes, and
Open book.
Yes, so and
Take
your
me as I
assets
am.
now. There's a question I answered in that book. It's for single parents. How do I get married again as a single parent? First of all, you need to declare your asset. Your asset now is your child. I have a daughter, I have a son. And because I had a child, it kind of changed the game for me. I don't date like normal girls date. Because you have to be a role model for your child. You need to check out the guy too. So as a single parent, you need to know that love is not enough.
Or feelings.
Love, yeah, it's not enough. Even as not being a single parent, because marriage goes beyond feeling.
Of course.
You understand? There's other things you need to look out for. Our values. What kind of values does it have? Does our value compatible? Are they compatible? What are the order of his values? I even tell people, write down the 5 most important things to you. That's your values. You know, the things you can't compromise on. For me, it's God, you know, family, purpose, you know, and then things like that. Tell the guy or the girl to write down. Or even some people can lie.
This thing is
Some people can lie.
serious.
Try to make them, try to know, you know, by the way they talk, so that you will see, does this thing tally? Because it can rear its ugly head later. There are so many reasons why relationship break up. So many reasons.
Sorry, Lara, I want to ask a question. You know, yeah, we've painted your husband now as supportive and this.
Yeah.
He's human. How does he cope with the fact that I have a child that is not my child, but right now has become my child because I'm married to you? Like, has it ever been an issue?
Not at all. My husband is so in love with my child. As in, I don't know. People say he's not. He doesn't have Nigerian mentality. I think I subscribe. Yeah, you know, he supports me from the beginning. He had already he knew me back then in church and all of that. So he knew her. You know, so he knew what he was getting into. You grow up. That's why I say you need to know. You need to discuss these issues. You need to know how this guy is treating this child, or how this girl is treating this child. And then don't let your child go and live in a boarding school or, you know, something. You don't. I said I wasn't going to marry anybody that would not support my child, that wouldn't allow my child to live with me. To grow up with the
like
other
this
children.
child is the problem.
Yeah.
Let's put you aside.
You know, so right
and
now,
move on with
that's
life.
what we say. We have 2 children. His parents know. Everybody knows. You understand? That's what he says. We have 2 children. You know, that's my first child. That's how we relate. She calls him daddy.
Wow.
You know, so that's what you need to check
nice
out from the beginning. This
really
thing has to be from the beginning.
From the
Don't be
beginning.
desperate
Set
to fall in
everything
love.
straight.
Set it straight. Check it out. Is he accommodating? Then you need to check his family or her family. What are they saying about these things? I dated some people that their family wasn't comfortable with it. I couldn't go on. It's not possible.
And you can't go on once the family is not supportive. Even if the guy is and the family is not.
You know, so I needed to know.
There's a Yoruba saying that you can marry a bad husband, but you can't marry a bad in-law.
You know, in-law, you know, you really need to check out these things, or else you just have everlasting headache.
Everlasting headache.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I want you to just give a word of advice, like, to our audience. You know, there are some situations where you love someone, but the person doesn't love you back, or doesn't show as much love, and it's so obvious. What can couples do in that kind of situation?
If they are not married, please leave the person. It's as blunt as that. You know why? It shows, if you keep following the person, it shows that your self-esteem is bad. It shows that you don't respect yourself enough. It shows that your worth is not really that high to you. It's painful. You know, when somebody is not showing enough love, ask him what's happening, ask her what's happening. But if you get that, it could be that person is in love with somebody else, and you don't want to date somebody who is in love with somebody else. I advise you, carry your bag and property. Go and lick off your wounds somewhere else. But then do not be, you know, a second fiddle. Don't be. You owe yourself that responsibility to treat yourself well. You get. And, you know, I always say when relationships break up, I'm telling you, there's a better plan.
Of course.
There is a better plan.
Open, so.
I had the relationship before I got married, and I felt that was going to be the end of my life, because I had put my hopes, we had chosen the wedding date, you know, and all of those things. And then it broke off. Wow. I know.
This thing called relationship.
So much to say.
Like, go on and on.
Well, you have something coming up in April.
Yes, I have a program coming on. Actually, it's for people who have been jilted, who have been confused. You know, you just have relationship issues, or you just have problems or questions that you need answers to. It's titled Shattered But Not Broken. You know, because
Yeah,
that's
so all their questions will be answered.
yes, all their
I think people
questions
should
will
attend
be
because
answered. Yeah.
this show is not long enough for us.
Yeah, and
to
if they can go on my blog, you know, they'll get all the details.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And any final words for our audience? Final thoughts?
I just want to say to someone, you deserve the best. Do not settle for less.
less.
You just
Nice
deserve the
one.
best. Don't
Nice
settle
one.
for less. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, my final thoughts are when one door closes, another opens.
Yeah.
But we often look so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one that has opened for us. Shine your eyes. Move on.
All right,
Move
my
on.
final thoughts. There is no better than adversity. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance the next time.
Yes.
Malcolm X said that, so really you should think about it. Every time there's a defeat, there's something better. You need to up your game, like Dr. Lara has said.
We never have enough time on the show, but you can catch a repeat broadcast in the morning at 5:30 a.m. Don't forget to catch us on Monday. Yes. The discussion continues on social media. Yes, on Facebook and on Twitter. If you have any questions, opinions, you want to share your story, kindly go on our Facebook page and do so. Thank you so much for being with us on the show. Thank you for all your calls, your comments. We love you very much. It's goodbye from Fome,
Goodbye from
Aderisola,
Darren.
and
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Thank you for coming.